to you at Borden with MiningIR. Beside me is Keith Henderson of Latin Metals. Keith, thank you so much for joining me today.
That's a pleasure.
Can you tell me a little bit about the company?
Yeah, Latin Metals is a relatively new prospect generator. If you're not familiar with that model, basically we get involved in the early stages of projects. We do project generation, we acquire projects, and then we do the early stage surface exploration, which is very inexpensive, but allows us to get to drill targets and allows us to attract partners. From there, once we secure a partner, the partner basically does all of they fund all of the exploration going forward, including the very expensive business of drilling. And so we stay involved through basically having a minority interest retained. So if they have a big discovery, we've retained an interest. But in the meantime, we haven't diluted our shareholders. We're in the business of diluting the projects, but not diluting the shareholders.
And what are some of the big projects that you're currently working on?
We have 3 or 4 projects that are now optioned out to partners. 2 of those that I think are the highlights are probably the projects that are optioned out to AngloGold Ashanti and the projects that are optioned out to Barrick Gold. Both of those companies are going to be spending significant money over the next couple of years, including drilling in Q1 of next year. We have a third project that's also going to be drilling with a company called Libero. So we've got a lot of catalysts, a lot of money being spent this year, and a lot of news flow, and that's going to be very good for all of our shareholders who are watching.
And where are those projects based?
The ones that I just talked about are all in Argentina, but we also have projects in Peru which are coming along behind, and we're looking for partners for those projects as well. And that's some of the other things that we hope to be talking about next year as we secure those partners.
And a lot of things have changed in the last year, 2 years in the industry. What success have you had?
Basically, the biggest successes have been securing partners like AngloGold and Barrick. These companies are the largest gold producing companies in the world. They don't do very many deals with junior companies like us. Maybe they do 1 or 2 every year. And we have managed to sign up 2 deals this year alone, which has been pretty amazing for us. It speaks really, really strongly to the quality of our projects and the potential that those companies see in those projects. These companies have got very, very high hurdle rates. So AngloGold, for example, they're targeting a discovery of 5 to 10 million ounces, so they're really after tier 1 assets. And when they partner on one of our projects, it really speaks to what they think about our projects.
And what are some of the catalysts that investors should be aware of?
Drilling, data, exploration, all of which is going on without us having to spend a penny. We plan to have around 30 to 35 news releases next year, which is just kind of ongoing work, finding projects, finding new partners, reporting the exploration that other companies are doing on our behalf, which comes to us quarterly. So there'll be a lot of news.
And how do you target new projects? What are you looking for?
We look for 2 things. We look for geological prospectivity, which in a sense that's easy to find. But after that, we look very carefully at the communities that live there. And we ask ourselves, do these communities really want a mining project to be coming to work in this area? And if the answer to that we think is no, we don't go to those areas. We also avoid areas which have got lots of communities with maybe competing land rights and competing surface rights. And we think, well, if these communities are still arguing among themselves, they're definitely going to be arguing with us as well. So after we've done the geological prospectivity, we tend to focus our efforts in areas where we know the communities are generally supportive of mining, or where there's generally less communities to be dealing with at all. And that allows us to move very quickly through our projects.
And how do you see 2023 unfolding for you?
We've got about $35 million of investment lined up, not all to be spent in 2023, but spent over the next coming years. We are spending about $1.5 million per year, so we're a really low burn rate company compared to the money that's being spent by our partners. For next year, our main focus is to get new partners on some of our other projects to generally up the level of investment that's coming into the company, so that ultimately we hope we can be a self-sustaining company. When we get a partner, they always give us cash. They give us cash on an annual basis. If we can find enough partners to support our projects, eventually we'll have so much cash coming in that we'll never have to go back to market. And that's a really, really strong position to put a public company into, where there's no more financings coming.
Very
If
strong.
people want to become a shareholder, they've got to go to the market.
Right. Now, before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience?
Nothing in particular. I think we're a newish company, so we've been around for about 2.5 years. the first 2.5 years tend to be extremely boring. We're looking at projects, we're developing projects, we're looking for partners. It's like watching paint dry. So we really didn't do any marketing, but now that we've got a couple of partners, now that we think we've got more partners coming for next year as well, we've been marketing pretty hard.
More exciting year.
And I think it becomes a bit more interesting for people now, so we're looking forward to that.
Wonderful. Keith, we're going to post your website so our viewers can go and get more information.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks very much indeed.